Turn off all the cell phones.
Damn camera's going crazy. Turn. Hello? Yes. Yes. That's fine, that's great. With who? Alright, here, I'm gonna cut mine off, because it really screws up the sound. I might cut yours off.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Alright, let's see. Okay, Buzzy. Give you time.
Hi, I'm Charles, and I want to talk to you about food and cooking, some of the subjects that all of us are interested in. I came to Atlanta from a small town, which most of the people in our community did. I grew up 70 miles from the Gulf of Mexico. We had a lot of fresh seafood. My father ran a grocery store, so I've been around food all of my early life. After I came to Atlanta, I did my stint as a waiter and spent 6 years in a gourmet cookware store with cooking classes. I've also spent about 15 years working with different catering companies, and in the last several years have been doing catering on my own. But that's my background in food and food preparation, and I'd like to share some of it with you. How's that go?
That's great.
That was great. Okay, most people.
Where was I next? Okay, ready? Some of the things I'd like to talk about is the tools we use in cooking. For instance, a chef knife, what it does, what it can do, and how it can help you. Other knives that are specially made for that. Such things as whisk and the different whisks and what they can do to help you, and how you can use them in cooking to your advantage. I also like to talk about menu development, shopping, setting up a pantry, basic things that each person can use in their own planning of their food for themselves or for their friends if you like to entertain. One subject that is very pertinent right now is water. And we all have been told we need to drink 8 glasses of water a day, and if you have as hard a time as doing that as I do, you might be interested in some alternative sources. Water can be found in a lot of fruits and vegetables. For instance, watermelon gets its name for a very good reason. It's full of water. Another good source is lettuce. Iceberg lettuce in particular is primarily water. A source that a lot of people don't think about would be Jell-O. Jell-O is basically a water-based product with high protein and does have sugar, but you can get it without that. Also, another good source are soups. Soups are liquid-based and can help in your regular food consumption to get water into your system. The fruit soups that are popular in the summertime, which can be used as either a first course or a dessert, get you the source doubly that way. And even something that seems like an evil treat, like ice cream, is a good source of a liquid. So these are all things you can investigate to increase your liquid consumption in the hot days of August.
That's good, Buzzy. Let's see. How can we need to do something where we can do where he can do sort of a close.
You'll tune in for some future shows when we'll talk about things such as which knife to use for which function. Learn how you can chop and mince with a chef knife, how you can bone and work with meats with that type of knife, the advantages of a serrated edge, and even a long, thin knife for slicing. So tune in for future shows on talking about food and how to work with the implements used in cooking it.
That's great. Okay.
They always go by Charles.
That's fine.
Anyway.
That's great.
I mean, it's not even on my card.
Right. And this has been Charles with OutTV. Something, whatever you feel comfortable saying. Anytime.
And this has been Charles with OutTV. Tune in for more food talk.
Good.
Sounds good.
That's something that came to me too, coming out here literally, was UNOB can wear a zero.
Well, we'd be pretty.
No doubt about that. Where my biscuits though, dude?
You want some?
I've got them for you.
Take one of those that's in there.
Nobody ever said it. Nobody ever wanted anything. Okay, you ready? Okay, the basic sauce that I like to work with is what we commonly call white sauce. And it is so easy to remember because it is cut that.
Okay.
And you will cut that.
Absolutely.
He's still filming.
I know he is. A basic white sauce is, easiest way to remember how to do it is 2-to-1. And that is 2 ingredients that are 2 parts each and 1 ingredient that is 1 part. And the 1 part is 1 cup of a liquid. The 2 parts are 2 tablespoons each of 2 other items. So 2-to-1 is the secret to the whole thing, and you start with 2 tablespoons of butter. That's the fat that is going to start your dish, and you take your butter sticks of mark, you take your 2 tablespoons and get your saucepan going. An open skillet's the easiest to work with. What's that?
Here's part of the problem.
You should have had a test from him.
You want to turn that thing on?
You can't hear. It's too loud. The lighter, it's out there. Is that the Larry gets that post.
I hate these kind of gas cups because they do that.
Mine is electronic.
Now I don't mind gas, but it's these things that go did.
That's what I'm talking about. Mine is electronic starter.
Oh, this isn't.
Yes, it is.
That's what that is.
That's what that is. It's electronic starter.
I thought I had the right one. Don't want it. Okay. Do we want this on? Not
No,
that?
no, I'm sorry, I just did that, dissipate the gas.
So yeah.
Okay.
Start back from, I guess, the butter. You take your 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, get your skillet
You
going.
take a tablespoon, a stick of butter is marked. You want 2 tablespoons of butter. That's your first of your 2 twos. And you put it in a saucepan, skillet. Open skillet's easiest to work with. And as that melts, you want to measure out with a dry measure. This is a spoon and is a liquid measure, not a dry measure. You want a dry measure and 2 tablespoons.
I'm getting some kind of interference here. I don't know what it is. You keep going shh sound. It's really bad.
Is it still doing it?
Wouldn't be that,
The air vent.
no, the fluorescent light here. Sometimes they make a little noise.
It may be the air vent. You hear that?
No, it's electronic, it's coming through this. It's coming through
So
here.
it's that same sound we're hearing before, but even louder. And it wasn't doing it just a minute ago, so something's changed. I don't know what. Talk some a little bit. Talk over there.
Oh, I'm looking for a
Okay,
tablespoon.
I see it.
I'm looking for my right measure.
Okay, I know. Okay.
Okay.
Give us a second, buddy.
That's okay. I'm looking for the right measure anyway.
Just don't burn your stuff up that's on the stove.
I think it's.
Yep. Talk to me, cook.
Okay, you want 2 tablespoons of,
Still doing it? Okay, let me try one more thing. Let me try your battery. Buzzy.
Okay.
You know, you take $400 for that fucking microphone. If you can't use it 6 feet from the damn camera, what's the hell is it good?
well, it worked before, so this didn't it? Is this what we did it with before?
It has something to do when he moves. Could you lower the microphone a little bit, maybe?
On the front?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have one on my front before
It's
mine.
that. Here's his, so this is an antenna for that.
It's something when he moves is when it does that. It doesn't do it when he stands still. See? All right, talk to me and move around a bit.
Okay, I'm looking for 1/4 of a cup. Is it gone now? You still getting it?
It's right there in front of that fry pan. When he steps right there in front of that fry pan.
Oh, here, this is interfering
Yeah,
maybe?
it might be the hood.
Well, I don't know what else to do. I know, oh no, let me try this.
I bet you it's this light. I bet it's that,
Turn the light
yeah.
out. Turn the light out.
Does that change it now? If I'm looking for 1/4 a cup of butter, does that change it now?
Yeah?
It's the
Okay.
light, the motor in that light.
Okay. all
So
right.
is that right?
Yeah, it sounds better.
So, butter, you cut off 2 tablespoons of butter and get it going in a pan. And while that's melting, you get a dry measure, which 1/8 of a cup is 2 tablespoons, 16 tablespoons in a cup. And with a dry measure, you can level off to be sure you got the right amount. And add it to your pan. And here you begin. One of the most important parts of making a sauce is your whisk. Whisks come in all sorts of sizes and shapes. This is the absolute best for making a sauce. But at this point, with this little pan, we'll use a whisk. And you stir your flour into your butter. You're incorporating these 2 ingredients together. They're emulsifying as you do this. And each little grain of flour is absorbing some of the liquid from the melting butter. Also, at the same time, you're cooking the flour, so you don't have a raw cereal taste. And pulling that off the fire to slow down the cooking a little bit. We get ready for our other ingredients. Remember, 2 to 1. We have 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 tablespoons of butter, and now we want 1 cup of milk. Any kind of milk can do. You can use regular milk, you can use skim milk, you can use half and half, you can use full cream. Excuse me, this keeps catching. Can you? It's caught on this handle right here twice.
That mic seems to be sensitive enough to where you could put it on his pocket if you wanted to, or wherever you wanted to put it to make it work.
How's that better?
Yeah, just as long as when I'm coming back and forth, it's not hanging out there.
Okay?
I don't know where I was.
Cup of milk.
We get a cup of milk, which is our 1 of the 2 to 1. You can use regular plain milk. You could use skim milk if you wanted to cut back. You can use half and half if you want it richer. What we're going to do is use a 1/2 cup of regular milk. We'll pour that in the pan, put it back on the heat, and stir it. The stirring is going to keep it smooth and silky, and it will thicken up. And then at this point, I will let it sit for a minute and get my other 1/2 cup, going to half and half. This is going to be a fairly rich sauce, but the 2 together will help it keep from separating if you're going to use the sauce in a baked dish, which is something you might want to remember. And you can see we're thickening up here in the bottom. This process will keep happening. Okay, we can break now because this is going to get real boring.
Okay. And also, remember a little bit more to look at the camera too. Directly into the camera.
If not at the pan as much.
Yeah,
Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm just saying, I noticed that you look over here a lot of times, So look into the camera because you're talking to the people on TV.
Okay.
I mean, you
I
do
was
it.
looking at him.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay.
I'm
One
here.
gets to talking to you about
I'm
this
right
sort of
here.
thing. Yeah,
Give me a-
half a cup of cream. And this is still the basic part of our 2 to 1. Now we have 2, 2, and 1, even though we cut the 1 in half and have it in 2 parts. But the stirring with a whisk now is real important. Keep your solids that have formed mixed in with the new liquid so you go into a smooth sauce. In this smaller pan, we now go to our larger whisk, which is specifically designed for sauces. Just makes the work a little easier and will smooth it out a little better. Works better in a bigger pan, but this will work okay in this pan. Lots of wrist action here, which ought to be good for you.
Tell us about that whisk. Which shape?
Now we've gotten this nicely incorporated and smoothed out here. And from this point we can go in several directions. Remove it from the fire so it doesn't keep thickening up on you. And what we have is a medium white sauce. If you want it thicker, you can add more butter and flour. If you want it thinner, you can add more of your cream or any other liquid. This little game can be played with this basic mixture with any number of seasonings. Another popular one that you might try is with curry. Take a little curry powder. Again, start off with a small amount because this is something you can always add to, but it's hard to subtract from. And since this is a powder, you want to stir it real well to dissolve all your little powdered molecules into your sauce, and it'll change your color a little bit. It will turn, either with the mustard or the curry, it's going to turn a little yellow depending on how much you put in there. But right there you've got 3 variations on a plain basic sauce that you can use to enhance beef, chicken, veal, seafood, any kind of fish really.
Okay, that was a good start. All right, now, then, Leslie, don't you move. Mark, then I want you to say, thanks for being with us for this week's.
And you're gonna taste it, right?
Huh?
Like, he's gonna taste it, right?
Yeah, why don't you
Yeah, taste it.
and say, oh, that's great, and you can put this on so, and then thanks for, joining me this week in Food Talk. And be sure to tune in next week when I show you how to cook these wonderful artichokes. It is artichoke season.
Yeah, well let's have it. Is it seen over here?
No.
Okay.
But you can do that. That'll lead you into
Yeah.
the next week's show. That closes you out.
I hadn't even made a brown sauce yet.
Well, no, or, you know, you don't have to time date it. You just say look forward to.
Right, we can go to that sauce into that too.
Yeah, but because you know what? I bet those would be good dipped in your sauce. You know, you make a sauce for those. You may turn this off or leave it on.
Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll wait till it's through.
Okay.
So now you want to go to just the closing?
Yeah,
and
just
then
like-
you taste it or something
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, I like that. I think you're right.
Yeah, let's take it and then close it off.
Okay, this is a variation we've done here of 3 different sauces, which you can experiment on your own with your taste, what appeals to you, and came out just right. Give it a try. Tune in next time when we'll bring you a fresh produce of the season, artichokes, show you how to do a sauce for those and how to whip up a little artichoke entree. This is Charles with Food Talk.
Perfect.
Good.
That was good.
That's great.
That was great.
Now, I wanna taste.
Oh, it's not good.
No, wait a second. No.
It hadn't cooked here. And it's bland. And I just,
I like